Okay, balik po tayo sa studio with former Speaker of the House of Representatives, Jose de Venecia. Magandang umaga po, former Speaker.
Good morning. Magandang umaga.
Okay, pag-usapan natin ang naganap na SONA kahapon ni Pangulong Duterte, yung unilateral ceasefire na sinabi ng Pangulo with CPP, NPA, NDF. Yan ba'y nararapat, former Speaker?
The time has come. It's long overdue. Dapat gawin na ngayon itong peace process, but it has to be a decisive time-bound peace process. Kung hindi, peace process that will take years and years and years. In the meantime, thousands, hundreds are dying. Every 2 months or every 3 months, if you calculate the fatalities every month. So tama si President Duterte, there should be an immediate ceasefire, which was my proposal before. And I negotiated with the New People's Army and the NDF, and I went 2 or 3 times to sit down with Jose Maria Sison and my classmate Louis Halandoni in the Netherlands. So I think itong proposal ni President Duterte is timely, correct, proper, and there should be a sit-down session as soon as possible with the representatives of the Communist Party of the Philippines, the National Democratic Front. And President Duterte should constitute immediately the peace panel. He's got 2 good people there. Jess Dureza, former Justice Secretary Bello. And former Governor Braganza, former Secretary Braganza of Pangasinan. These are high-caliber, top-notch people who are very familiar with the nuances, the mechanics of doing a peace settlement, and at the same time who are respected nationally, and at the same time respected by the other side, by the communist left. So I think President Duterte can score a home run here, maybe in a couple of months.
Okay. Tinanong din niya ang mga kongresista at mga senador, bigay na sa akin ng emergency powers. Ayusin natin ang EDSA, ayusin natin ang traffic. Tama ba?
May just dagdag lang. Yes. When I speak of the peace process, hindi lang dapat with the New People's Army, but to include the MILF, the revival of the MNLF agreement with Normi Suwari, and at the same time with the other residual forces who are scattered all over Mindanao, but are still creating problems, including we should have an agreement with the Abu Sayyaf, perhaps on the side, back channeling with the Abu Sayyaf, unpublicized, so that we can fend off or prevent Abu Sayyaf from completing their arrangements with ISIS, with ISIL, or what the Arabs call Daesh. That's the only reason why we should make a deal with. We should make an agreement, not a deal with the because we don't want to make deals with violent groups, with the Abu Sayyaf by unpublicized, quiet back-channeling, so that they will realize the futility of further violent actions, of engaging in violent extremism, such as the one previously undertaken by Al-Qaeda, worsened now by this violent version of Al-Qaeda called ISIS, which wants to create a caliphate all over the world. But they're losing the battle in Syria and Iraq, but winning, in a sense, the war by their frightening actions in England, in France, in Austria, in Germany, in America. Now they are moving to South Asia, in Bangladesh, with actions in in Pakistan and in Afghanistan, and now they're moving into Indonesia. And God forbid, they would move into Mindanao, where they're already making moves, and finalizing a memorandum of action with the Abu Sayyaf. That's the reason why I would say that we should have a quiet, unpublicized discussion on the side with the Abu Sayyaf to prevent them from sealing an agreement with the ISIS, which is now creating havoc in various parts of the world. That's what I mean when I say that we should, and I support President Duterte when he is launching an initiative on the peace process, and I mentioned not only with the New People's Army, I mentioned not only with the MILF, to include a revival of the MNLF agreement, and at the same time, a limited, on the side, unpublicized initiative with the Abu Sayyaf.
Okay. May batay, sir. Maganda po yun. Yung passport to 10 years?
On passport, you know, this passport duration of 5 years is too short. I think that since many Filipinos, 10 million Filipinos around the world, I think that the passport should be extended to 10 years validity.
So you're in favor of that?
Yeah, because otherwise it's too expensive, it's too cumbersome, and if you're in Hawaii or Chicago or in Paris and your passport is expiring, you don't have to come back home to extend your passport to 10 years. Although the Philippine embassies can do that in various parts of the world.
Okay. Expansion of the Clark Airport.
Well, this is something that very close to my heart because I was the father of the basis conversion law, which I proposed in 1971, few years before martial law. It was just not undertaken because of martial law. But when the Aquino government came in, Cory Aquino government came in, I revived it and it was approved. This was the basis conversion law, which developed Clark, which developed Subic, which developed Baguio Station, which developed the La Union Camp Wallace Station, and which converted Fort Bonifacio, which was before grasslands, and which converted Nichols Air Base into this huge tourist center now so it was a major game changer for the Philippines. But unfortunately now, the utilization of Clark is limited. That is why President Duterte is correct when he says in effect that the overcongestion at the Manila International Airport can be eased by increasing usage of the Clark International Airport for tourism use, for transportation use, and at the same time decongest the traffic in Manila, because people from Pangasinan and Ilocos Sur, Ilocos Norte, Zambales and thereabouts will now be using Clark Air Base, and people in Bulacan and thereabouts and Nueva Ecija and people from Cagayan Valley will also be using Clark Air Base.
To decongest Metro Manila because of that.
At the same time, decongestes Metro Manila. And at the same time, it will reduce the cost of air transport because now there will be competition.
Yes, sir.
There will now be competition and there will be more flow of navigational movement into the Philippines, and therefore have enticed more international airlines to move into the Philippines via Clark and vice versa.
Okay. Reduction of the income and corporate tax, are you in favor of about that?
Well, I fully support this. I think that this corporate income tax of 32% or thereabouts should be reduced to about 25%, or maybe even 22.5%. Other countries in Southeast Asia, in ASEAN, their corporate income taxes are even lower than that. And I think this will trigger and spur a flow of corporate wealth and traffic and business if this crippling large income taxes are reduced and are more reasonable. And this, at the same time, will spur economic growth in the Philippines. And because of this, Philippine GDP will increase, will enlarge, and will become a wealthier nation, although it appears that we will reduce income because by reducing taxes, but the contrary will happen. It will increase Philippine wealth because there will be more and more businesses that will be attracted to the Philippines and actions taken by our own people who go into business at home.
Okay. Thank you so much, former Speaker Jose de Venacia, sa napakagandang mga inputs niyo po tungkol sa SONA. And see you on Thursday in Nepal, Kathmandu for the Universal Peace Federation addressing the critical challenges of our time.
I think you are going there.
Yes. I'm going to speak before.
They are electing me chairman of the International Association of Parliamentarians for Peace.
Yes, sir.
Together with one of the senior leaders of the U.S. Congress, si John Burton. He and I will be chairman and co-chairman of this International Association of Parliamentarians for Peace. And this will have a final launching in Washington, D.C. in the first week of December. I'm inviting you.
Yes, sir. Maganda yan. Sige, I'll be speaking in behalf of PTV4 as a media practitioner also para i-share ko rin sa kanila kung anong dapat natin gawin, anong role ng media upang sa ganun dito sa pag-launch ng Peace Road 2016, Universal Peace Federation.
By the way, the Universal Peace Federation, I'm the honorary chairman. I'm the chairman emeritus of that. It's based in New York and in South Korea. And they are the owners of the Washington Times, which is the second most important newspaper in America. And I'm inviting you to this launching in Washington, D.C. in the first week of December. And I'm inviting you to come and join the ICAP Media Forum.
Yes, sir.
Which will meet, I am chairman of that also, which will meet in Kuala Lumpur on September 1. I want you to become a member of that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So that you can propel the personality of Philippine media into this Asia-wide organization, which I also helped organize and founded.
Okay. See you then, sir. Thank you so much, former Speaker Jose de Venacia. Good morning again, sir. Magbabalik po ang
Thank you, my countrymen. Thank you.
Magbabalik po Good Morning Pilipinas o kay Alex.
Ako po si Cathy San Gabriel. Subscribe na sa PTV YouTube channel. I-click lang po ang subscribe button.